All right, let's start with The Nation this morning. The major story: why APC is in crisis by Benin Reconciliation Panel. The riders' ego perception fueling division. Panel with 47 petitions asked for more time. You find the story on page 4. It's a major talking point, so we'll come back to this. Jam to hold UTME May 6 to 16. You find the story on page 6. Like I said earlier, they added computer studies and PHE, physical health education.
To the subjects taken?
Yes.
Okay, so before now they don't take computer studies?
No, they don't.
Really? JAMB. I'm interested this year. I mean, my daughter is writing JAMB this year, so I'm interested when JAMB push up their stories. Because earlier in the year, I saw that when she came back home for Christmas, she brought JAMB form to fill. And I saw in the news that JAMB said they are not selling forms. I asked her, which one? Are you fake JAMB form? No, it's a dummy. It's so that you know how to fill it. Correct names, correct local and all those stuff. I said, oh, no wonder. I was confused. Yeah. Because I see JAMB kept saying that we're not selling forms yet. Yeah. And all that.
Just like a trial for the kids. All right.
All right, OAU lecturers begin indefinite strike. You find this story on page 27. High chiefs withdraw suits to end Olubadan succession row. You find this story on page 27 of The Nation. EFCC slams 2.9 billion naira fraud charges on Okorocha. Others. You find this story on page 6. Should we talk about this now? I mean, just after he declared his intention to run, EFCC, slammed for charges against him. Is this politically motivated? Is this to distract him or to stop him from running? I mean,
EFCC is just doing their job. I mean, not as a Okorocha. He declared because he wants to take part in the election, and essentially, he's an aspirant yet, so I don't think he's a candidate. But why the coincidence is why you're asking me this question? I'm sure EFCC could have voted till today or 5 days last week.
The timing.
They voted for him on the same day he declared his intention to run for president. I made a very big speech,
Yes.
I listened to the speech, and Rochas Okorocha, apart from his sense, his eloquence, he's also big talking. I mean,
very confident.
He said that how can they say he stole money from Imo State? He's richer than the state. Those kind of comments. But Rochas Okorocha is a man in the news, not today. For 20 years. In 2003 was the first time I saw Rochas Okorocha. He was running for president in the AMPP that time, the All Nigeria People's Party. President Buhari's party too at that time. He ran in that primary that President Buhari emerged in 2003, and he had a fantastic campaign. I think it was in Jos. When he arrived in his caravan, people were asking, who was this politician? Rochas Okorocha's name came to light, and then he came to speak with a man whose name is Okorocha. He speaks beautiful Hausa, very eloquent. He spoke again yesterday in Hausa. In fact, yesterday he was chanting some Islamic incantations, letting you know that he's a man of all sides. As a politician, look at Rochas Okorocha is a brilliant one, but Rochas Okorocha carries a baggage. There's no denying that. His time as governor in Imo State is why the EFCC did what they did yesterday. He embezzled 2.9 billion according to the EFCC. So he has a day in court to prove that he did not. And the EFCC decided to slam those charges against him on the day when he declares his presidential ambition. Persecution, if you like, but indeed, these charges are real. And the EFCC has gone to court to file the charges against him. So we'll wait to see how those charges, what they're made of eventually. But you cannot take away the glamour and the razzmatazz that accompanies Mr. Okorocha's declaration yesterday. So far, his own is the one that has drama yet. And the others just come and talk and say we'll declare later. But Rochas Okorocha was the first, really, to openly have a ceremony to declare his intention.
There's something else that generated reactions. He talked about the country not having police brutality. There's nothing like police brutality. He said it's youths brutalizing youths.
I don't think that will go down well with a lot of young people. And if you want to be president in Nigeria, you must cut young voters. They control a very large part of the population. To make this kind of comments after the event of the NSAS event of 2020, I think it's just been uncharitable, Mr. Okorocha. What is the meaning of youth brutalizing youth? That's not correct. I mean, the people that saw what happened in NSAS knew what happened. The young people went to the streets because they were tired of police brutality, and there was experiences abound of what the police was doing to young people across the road. You have a hairstyle, you're in trouble. You dress the way you want to dress, you're in trouble in police hands. You carry a laptop, you're in deeper trouble. The policeman wants to look in your phone. I mean, the youth were tired. They were pushed to the wall, and that was how they resounded, that was how they responded. And NSAS carried the message. It might have had its problems at the end of it, but the message was clear. Nigerians were tired of police brutality, and I think any discerning politician should make a case, should make a sense of that, and not try to be political about it like Mr. Okorocha was. I think in the days to come there will be more important issues, for him to address, questions again around his personality and this kind of case that the EFCC has brought against him.
Okay. Still speaking on throwing hats in the ring, ex-Imo Governor Tambuwal to run for president. Peter Obi weighs options. You find the story on page 6. Peter Obi came out today. There was a tweet, saying that
for him was a tweet. Yes. I read the tweet. I think that's what I woke up to. Once I woke up this morning, the first thing I saw, I said, Peter Obi indeed. Because yesterday, Aminu Tambuwal also said he will run, but he's beginning consultation. It was a small meeting, unlike the Rochas Okorocha own. It was a small event at Government House Sokoto where he decided that he will run. And then Peter Obi says that if my party zones it to the south, yes, I will run. If they don't zone it to the south, Nigerians will still hear from me, Peter Obi is still sitting on the fence somewhat. I think he wants to watch the political space very clearly before he decides to throw his hat in the ring if he wants to. But if it is zoned to the south, he probably doesn't have a choice. In 2019, he was a running mate to Atiku Abubakar. He probably feels in his mind that his party might not give it to the south. And I think that troubles him. That's otherwise a man that was already a running mate in 2019 should be a top contender now. So, but for him, he's just been waiting. He's been waiting to see how it pans. I think it was the pressure, that made him also say, if it's zoned to the south, you will see me. If it's not zoned to the south, you also hear from me. We'll say indeed, Peter Obi is admired by a lot of people, for obvious reasons. They think he's a good manager of the economy. And during the campaign 2019, he made good sense of his arguments around the economy. Even though when a lot of them were fact-checked, he was just throwing numbers around, especially his examples about China. Most of them came to North when you put them against, when you fact-check them. But he doesn't take away the fact that this man is a man that has run brilliantly run businesses in this country and succeeded. His tenure as governor of Anambra was one of the best for the state, and he's one of the governors that said, I did not borrow money and I left a huge amount of money when I left office, which is rare, for state governors. When they go, they carry the bullion van and go. Most of them, you meet nothing. But Peter Obi wasn't that kind of governor. So for that reason, people admire him. And again, the argument is that if it's zoned to the south, he has a lot of advantage. Youth is on his side, experience on his side, and then he looks like a performer. That's why there's pressure on him. Declare. Okute, that's his nickname. Okute declare. But I don't think Peter Obi will declare if the party zones to the north or if they throw it open. I don't think so. He wants to be able to watch the space and decide if Atiku will run again. But another story emerged yesterday. Atiku Abubakar, the story was published by the Business Day newspaper yesterday. That Atiku Abubakar has decided to go with Governor Wike, the Rivers governor, as his running mate. Because of the simple reason that Peter Obi did not muster the kind of benefit he expected in 2019. First, Peter Obi does not like to contribute money, So Atiku practically funded the campaign all by himself, even though Peter Obi is very wealthy, And then it did not win in the places he should win. In Anambra State, it did not drive home, even though his party, the PDP, gave Atiku victory in the south and the southeast. But the numbers they saw from Anambra did not particularly excite Atiku. So Atiku is looking for a candidate first that will bring a war chest with him. It's money. And Atiku is not as rich as he used to be. Probably, I'm not going to say poor, but I don't think he's richer today than he was in 2019. After all, his Intel's contract has been stopped by the FG. So he's looking for a candidate that also brings something to it. You can't just come empty-handed.
You have to bring something to the table.
And Peter Obi does not like to bring something. Wike will be private. I mean, he's a sitting governor financier of the PDP today, and he's a rabble-rouser, So probably a good fit for him. That's what the Business Day reported yesterday. None of them have denied or confirmed it. So the days to come will be intense. We'll see all of these kind of permutations and all of this kind of alignment. Wike used to be very close to Tambuwal. Wike was going to make Tambuwal the presidential candidate in 2019. He was supporting him. He brought the PDP convention to Port Harcourt until some generals stepped in, and why they're not working together now, I don't know. You know, they are not calling on working together because, again, Mr. Wike is also of the hope that if they zone it to the south, for instance, I can stand by my own self as my own man. You know, but now that report is saying that Atiku is, weighing the option of a Atiku-Wike presidency. I don't know how good that will be for Nigeria. You know, but it has some red lights around it, really.